Well, howdy. Welcome here once again to the Double M farm. We've back on the pond, as you can see, cleaning up. I think I figured it was time for an update. But the pond is doing well. I believe the last video, well, it was a couple of weeks ago that I posted it, but it was probably a month ago that I actually did it. The pond has been up to this level for a little over a month with 0 leaks. Water level is holding steady. She's doing real well. I've got probably about 1.5 to 2 foot more that I can add to the depth without overrunning the banks. So at the lowest point, lowest bank point, I can go up about 1.5 foot, maybe 2 foot before I get out of the bank. But right now I'm ranging from 3 foot to 8 foot deep. I'm 8 foot there and over there and one spot over there. Everywhere else runs around 3 to 5 foot. So I'm 3 to 8 foot deep, which is more than enough water to get some fish established. So I'm going to start putting some brim and shellcracker in there, whatever I can catch. And it's March, so I'm hoping to maybe still be able to get a few with roe and be lucky enough to get a couple of males to go with them, and maybe I'll get them in here in time for them to breed, lay some eggs. So we'll see. But I've had a few questions about how's the pond doing. The new dam's doing well. I guess you can see my shadow out of the way. Water coming out of the pipe at a rapid rate. And I believe since the last video, I also cleaned all of this out. So I've got it opened up real well here. My wife wanted like a park. Well, now she's got like a park with a stream running through it all the way to the creek at the back of the property. And a little side note, I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but right there are some rocks. And one of our cats disappeared, an old mama cat. She was sick, very old, and we knew she was dying. And one morning she didn't show up, and we figured, well, she's going off to die. And that was 1.5, 2 months ago, and we could not find her. I walked around the homestead looking for her. My wife wanted to bury her with some of her other pets, but we couldn't find her. Well, lo and behold, I get in here and start cleaning this up, and I find her laying right there. So she apparently walked through this back pasture and found a spot she liked and laid down and died. So instead of taking her over to the little pet cemetery my wife has, she decided she wanted to bury her. She said if she liked that spot, then that's where we'll bury her. So she's buried right there. So this is Mama Kitty's creek, and she's buried right there where she picked a spot to die. And I have the automatic lawnmower running today, cleaning up around the bank. So that'll be good. But again, getting back to the pond, I was having a heck of a time picking up these old dried bags of concrete with the thumb. I started to say the tongue. The darn things just run from you. And they were 60-pound bags, but I swear after they harden, I think they weigh 120 pounds. I don't have any scientific proof, just what my back and arms tell me. So I said, why kill myself when I can do it this way? So I just load them in dumpy and then go dump them. But they really run from you. I was having a little bit of trouble catching them. I probably need to change the angle of my thumb a little bit closer to the bucket. That would help. I got one more hole there. I could change it. I use a bolt-on thumb. Many of you Harbor Freight trencher guys and other towable trencher guys have welded them on, and that's fine. You can weld it on. There's nothing wrong with that. But I like the ability to take it off because I really don't use it that much. And the darn thing weighs a lot. So my thought was, when I'm not using it, if it's on there, even if I take these two pieces off and leave this piece on, that's still a lot of extra weight. That darn thing weighs a lot. And so why have that extra weight just wearing out the pins? They're worn out enough as it is. So I bolt it on and take it off when I'm not using it. But again, the pond is really doing well. Like I say, I've got about 1.5 to 2 foot that I can raise the water level to have it actually full But I'm going to go ahead and get some fish established. I'll get over on this side where you can see better. Not to mention the fact there's a swing here, gives me a chance to sit down. How about that? And the pond was empty for months, and I'd be darned if it ain't jammed full of minnows already, just after a month of being full of water. But as you can see, my thought process is to leave it at this level because it's doing so well, and let that new part of the dam right there get established, and maybe get some grass like that part's got. See if I can get it established, because obviously it's soaking water through the pond. It's just soaking up water into that fresh dirt, which by my thinking, as that water soaks into there, it's causing that dirt to compact more and more, and I keep driving across it with the tractor, being careful not to turn over. And so it's compacting itself, and I keep helping it. So I figure the longer I leave it right here, the more compact and better. Just basically let that dam get established. So once it's established real well, then I will add that other 1.5 to 2 foot of pipe onto that spillway, and we'll be at full pool then. But we're already plenty full enough to raise some fish and have a little fun with the canoe and the grandkids. And we've got a ton of tadpoles. It's been real interesting to watch the tadpoles and the bullfrogs. I might can even do a little frog gigging and have some frog legs. So that's where we are. That's what we're doing. Trying to think. I don't think there's any other update. I believe that's pretty much where we are with the pond. She's doing real well. And for those who said you can't dig a pond with a towable trencher, there's proof that you can. If I can get the goat to move out of the way, I'll back up where you can get a good overview. Move, Cream, goodness gracious. Tripping over the goat, she's worse than a dog. Get back here where you can get a good overview. And it ain't nothing special, it ain't nothing huge. Like I said, it's at full pool, I'm gonna be averaging from 5 to 10 foot deep, depending on where you drop your line. So, and it's close to a 1/4 acre. So that's not bad for a Harbor Freight trencher. I could have rented a track hoe and done it in a day, but what fun would that have been? The whole idea was to see what can I do with this little towable trencher. And I can't tell you how long it took because I never worked on it nonstop. It was just a couple of hours here and a couple of hours there, and then moving on to other things. And I started it before I was even living here, so I was driving back and forth from town. So, you know, it's impossible to tell you how long it actually would take if you were just working on it constant. But I'm more than pleased with it, and even more important than that, my wife is more than pleased with it. So if Mama's happy, everybody else is happy. Well, looks like my lawnmower has knocked off for the morning, so I guess that's my cue to either get back to work or go take a break myself. So I appreciate you visiting us here on the Double M Farm, and we'll talk to you again real soon.